Hello, watchers. Tangwystle here. Welcome to my house. I have debated back and forth with myself for weeks now on whether or not to include political opinion content in my YouTube channel. And after the events of yesterday technically, January 6th, 2020, I have decided I cannot, in good conscience, simply ignore politics with my, with my channel, with what I want to do as a channel on YouTube. And so I really wanted to do a video about what happened, but before I put something like that out, I feel like it is in my best interest personally to set some ground rules, and also in the best interest of the community that I really hope to build. So, let's look at Tangwystle's house rules for political discourse. And I apologize if the quality is terrible. I am still learning, and I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And maybe someday I'll put up a really cool video with lots of editing and special video things that I don't know how to do at present. But for right now, you get a very simple slideshow. Rule 1. Question your own position as if you genuinely did not believe it. I think this is critically important. I'm going to tell you why. Real quick little story about me. When I was in high school, I had to take a speech class. And in this speech class, one of our assignments was to debate each other. We had two students got paired up on a topic, and one had to debate one side and one had to debate the other side. And it was very randomized what topic you got and what position you got. And I ended up with the position of defending gun rights. And at the time when I got this assignment, I went to my teacher and I said, I can't do this. I don't believe in gun rights. I think guns are dangerous and we should get rid of them. And he kind of smiled at me. He said, well, do the best you can to research the topic and try to defend them. And so I thought, there's no way in the world. This is indefensible. It's obvious. It's common sense. It should be common sense. I was biased against guns. And that assignment was a real turning point for me in my life. I'm sorry, my throat's dry. I'm not choking up. I'm just very dry. That assignment was a turning point for me because I learned about Switzerland and about Sweden and about several other countries that have banned guns and still have gun violence, and countries that have guns and almost no gun violence. And I had to look at all these different things. And I'm not going to go into that subject because that's not what this video is about. But to finish up that much too long story, I changed my position. I looked at something I did not think I would ever agree with, and I gave it serious due consideration, and I changed my position. I love guns. I think guns are an amazing technology. I think they're also an incredibly dangerous technology. And I'm going to stop there because this is not about guns. This is about me learning that when you consider what you would initially dismiss out of hand, sometimes, sometimes you will be surprised at how your perspective shifts. So, before you comment on any political subject on my channel, I want you to seriously consider the opposition to the view you support. I want you to look into what their side of things is, and I want you to consider it with an open mind, because that's what I do. I don't care how extreme it is, I don't care how fringe it is. You have to try and do this. And that, I know that's not going to make a lot of people happy, but I think I've already said this before. If I talk about politics, pretty much everyone is gonna not like me. I'm probably gonna call the politics playlist No Man's Land, because ain't nobody gonna be happy there. But I want it to be a very peaceful no man's land, which is, I know, very ironic. Okay, that's rule 1. That's a lot of time spent on one rule. The next rules are going to go down a lot faster because there's no backstories for them. So, rule 2, listen with an open mind before and after you speak. You need to not just tell people what your opinion is, what your resources are, what your facts are. You need to also listen to their perspective, their opinions, and their facts before and after you speak. Otherwise, this doesn't work. You have to listen and speak in order for it to be a discourse. If you don't do both things and do them repeatedly, it's not a discourse. It's I don't even know what to call it. It's arguing. It's pointless hostility. It's screaming in the wind. It's not productive. And I don't want that here. So listen. Listen to me. Listen to others. And just listen. Even if you don't agree with people. Rule 3. Occam's Razor applies. If you don't know what Occam's Razor is, I'm going to tell you real quick. It's simple. Occam's Razor is essentially the simplest explanation is most likely correct. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. I acknowledge that. And those exceptions have supporting and substantial evidence. So, in the absence of substantial and supporting evidence to the contrary, Occam's Razor is going to apply in any political discourse on this channel. This is particularly aimed at people who believe there is a conspiracy of some sort. And these people are not just on the right wing, there are people on the left as well. If you believe there is a conspiracy that is causing something, I'm going to need substantial evidence. Not Facebook posts, not Twitter posts. Evidence. Hard, irrefutable evidence. Eyewitnesses don't count because they are incredibly inaccurate and unreliable. And we'll talk about that in another episode at some point. So, Occam's Razor applies. This one is hard. I want you to speak with respect when you speak, and I want you to control your emotions, and that is not an easy thing to do. I know that. I'm a human. I am sometimes a very emotional human. But if you cannot control your emotions, now is not the time for you to speak on the subject of a political discourse. Not here. Not on my channel, not in my house. And I empathize with much pain and anger and fear that people feel, because I feel those things too. But to have a productive conversation, we need to be a little bit Vulcan. We need to set our emotions aside just a little bit and talk to each other logically. I specifically wrote this rule with the idea that politics is often a very hostile conversation piece. And I do not want hostility on my channel. I will not tolerate it from any side. This includes social justice warriors, this includes conservatives, this includes liberals, independents. I don't care what you are. You will not insult people on my channel. You will not insult me on my channel. You may disagree. You may respectfully disagree and express yourself, but you may not insult or threaten. Nothing. None of that. Because I'm an adult, and I expect you, even if you aren't one yet, I expect you to behave like an adult on my channel. Alright, last one. This one's kind of obvious, but this is my house. This is my channel. You are welcome here. Whatever you believe, you are welcome here. I do not promise to answer every criticism, every counterpoint, because that is exhausting, and I have a life, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to spend my whole life debunking conspiracy theories or what have you. So, kind of a sub-rule to this one. When I say it's time to agree to disagree, it's time to agree to disagree and drop it, or take it to a private communication method somewhere that is not my house, not my channel. So, I doubt anyone liked this video, but I guess if you did like it, if you liked how I am trying to almost desperately promote productive conversation between opposing views, give me a like, please. If you want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button and ring-a-ling the ding bell. And if you don't want to do either of those things, that's fine. If you have a comment for me, there's a comment section right below the video. And I'm gonna attach a link for this video to all of my future political comment videos. God, just thinking about tackling these things gives me a headache. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Be kind to others.